Hello everyone and welcome to one video. Um, Today we are going to be talking about email etiquettes and professional digital communication that can set you up for success when you're trying to apply for your college life or maybe starting your college life. And yeah, we feel that it's going to be a very great resource for you. And let's delve into it. Okay, so here are a few samples of unprofessional emails that we've received in the past. In the first email, the person here was trying to ask us for some scholarship opportunities, and the email. Let's just say the email is not very appropriate, and we would not entertain such emails. I mean, technically, it's our job to answer emails, so we do end up, but it does not leave a very good impression. These emails count as unprofessional, so we ask with the bare minimum the students can start doing right before they start their college life is that they can be well prepared on how they write their emails and how they prepare their wordings and how they send us emails. We really look at those things and kind of get an idea of how a student is and what kind of student is getting admitted to a university. Moving ahead, the second email, the gentleman was trying to get his English proficiency waived. That's a requirement for international students, but he has used a few bitmojis, slangs, and in the emails, so I would not recommend using those. Those leave very unprofessional taste in professional world. So don't use such things when you're writing such emails. So those emails are addressed to people who are working professionally and you're writing to them in a professional capacity. You do not want to be talking to them in slangs, okay? You share a very crisp relationship with them, okay? So just keep it like that. In third email, I couldn't understand what this gentleman was trying to tell me. I couldn't understand what point he was trying to make here. So yeah, make sure that your emails have that clarity. We know what you're trying to communicate to us and how to help you. Because if I receive such emails, I'm going to send a response. So can you please be a bit more specific on what you need? So this just delays the response time. It's going to delay, it's going to harm you only because you will receive a response and or help later than expected time. So even if you're writing in your own regional language, that's fine. We have experts who can translate it. Spanish is fine. If you're writing emails in Spanish, totally okay. We can deal with those as well. So yeah, even if English is not your first language, that's okay. We respect that. So yeah, that's one advice that I have. Let's look at how business communication is divided now. Business communication, that is divided into two parts, casual and formal. Formal is emails, casual is Slack and Zoom and Team Chat and Zoom Chat and LinkedIn Chat. So all those count as casual communications. But email is the most professional form of communication that in general uh, we use. So let's just get a little bit of detail on what etiquettes and what nuances we should know before using either of these communication forms. All right, so we are talking about formal communication here, which means that emails. How do we write a professional email? So always use a professional email. For me, it's ASU, so I've written ASU, but use a professional email account. It can be affiliated with your high school, with your organization. Maybe if you're applied to ASU, you get an email anyway, so you can use that as well. But if you do not have those resources, then yeah, go ahead and use whatever personal email account you have. But if you do have a professional email, we recommend using that. Then use an email signature. We need to know what organization you're from, what is your affiliation with them. It just helps us to be aware on what person is sending us the email and what is their affiliation with the organization that they've listed. So yeah, email signature is very important. You can just write, oh, I'm a student at this high school. That's it. Can be as simple as that. Or I'm a student and potential student at ASU. This is my email ID. Or you can just say I'm a like whatever you're doing. Just we just need to know who you are so that we can even if it's just your name, that's fine too. We just don't want to be unaware of whom we are receiving emails from, right? Sometimes emails themselves do not give us the right name of the person. So in that situation, it's only essential for you to have an email signature. Subject line should be crisp, to the point, telling me what your email is about. So for example, if I'm asking for scholarship opportunities, my subject line would be regarding scholarship opportunities. That's it. Simple as that. So your subject line can be one helpful tool. Then CC and BCC, you do not have to use them until otherwise necessary. Do not email other people who are not responsible or answerable to the emails that you're sending, right? So if you're sending an email to admissions and also CCing other people who are not really answerable to that email, it's wasting their time technically, right? And we want to value other people's time as much as we value our own time. So refrain from doing that until otherwise you are 100% sure that this person needs to be aware of my situation. I need to CC them. Do that. Perfect. But if not, then refrain from doing it. Then moving on to how an email is framed. Start with a greeting. Hello, hi, how are you? You know, stuff, something like hello. We do want to make sure that we are adding a salutation when we are starting with our emails. Then you move on to introduction, telling me a context of your problem. What is your problem? Oh, I looked through the ASU scholarship portal. This is what I need help with. Then you move on to the body. Go into greater detail. This is what I encountered. Here is what the problem is. And can you help me with that? That's it. Moving on to the closing, looking forward to a positive response from you. Here, hope to hear from you soon, something like that. Just, kind of concluding your email. And then writing thank you, regards, thank you for your time, thank you for your patience, and stuff like that. And that will be your closing statement, and then comes your email signature at the end. Be direct, be crisp. Nobody has time to read lengthy emails. Be to the point. Do not beat around the bush. We really appreciate if the emails are short and crisp and to the point. And then always proofread. Make sure that your attachments are attached if you want to attach one. You do not have any spelling or grammatical errors. And last advice that I have, please follow up. Follow up on your communications as and when needed. Even if you need to follow up, I would recommend following up after 2 days. If you do not receive a reply within 2 business days, then go ahead and send a follow-up email saying, oh, I sent you an email earlier. I was wondering if you could take a look at it and, help me in a certain way, blah, blah, blah. So that is one way to improve your professionalism, show that you are actually enthusiastic about the or actually interested in the subject that you're emailing about. So next up, we have our casual communication. That means Slack, LinkedIn. For ASU, we have a platform called Unibuddy where current students interact as ambassadors to the potential students. So that any other platform that you might know of, maybe Handshake. I'm not sure if a lot of people are aware of it, but that is one resource. Zoom chat, team chat, and all those things. But yeah, it is a quick way to communicate and collaborate spontaneously. The only thing we ask is you are to the point. You do not ask unnecessary questions that the other person is not answerable for, and you know what you are communicating and to whom you're communicating. As long as you're aware of that situation, you're good to go. Slack is a very it's like almost like sending a text to someone. So texting is easy, right? Texting is easy, but still you need to make sure that you're not being you're not overstepping the boundaries, is what it means to say. Now let's look at a few Zoom etiquettes. All right, so Zoom etiquettes. Make sure that your username is first and your last name. You do not want to be recognized as iPhone 13 or iPhone 14, okay? So make sure you change your username before joining any one-on-one meeting or any big webinar or stuff like that. Log on a few minutes early. Nothing, it's gonna make it's no harm for you, but it saves other person's time, and it also tells them that you are very enthusiastic and very interested in the topic of the meeting. So make sure that you do that. It just leaves a good professional impression of yours. Look for a quiet place for your meeting. Even if the Zoom has feature to blur the background noise, we just want to be safe. Look for a quiet place away from distractions so that you can actually concentrate on what you are meeting about. Then use the chat feature wisely. If you're in a big webinar, it's highly recommended to use the chat feature, because going off mute in such a webinar can cause some discrepancies here and there, maybe some background noise or maybe something like that. So we want to make sure that we are using the chat feature well, and unmute only when necessary. one-on-one interactions, we highly recommend unmuting yourself all the time when you're interacting with the person. But microphone should be not on mute when should be on mute when not in use. Yeah. Then background should be appropriate. Blurring your background is the bare minimum, but if you have an organization approved background, well and good. If not, blurring is where it starts. Blurring the background gives a very professional look to your video, and yeah, you can use any background in general, but blurring the background is where it starts. So we just recommend that, because if you're sitting in a bit crowded area, or if you have a bit of mess on your background, you want to hide it, right? So blurring is something that I recommend doing. And keep your camera on always, no matter what meeting you join. It can be one-on-one, it can be a webinar, it can be anything. Keep your camera on. We do not want to be speaking to a black screen. You would not want to speak to a black screen either. So keeping your camera on, interacting face to face is really helpful. You should do that. And I think that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching our video and for giving us your valuable time.